That's some
good stuff.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mitch from Good Stuff Gaming, and today I will be commentating over a little bit of the Crysis 3 beta here. As you can tell, there's a little intro scene thing that goes into the game. I am using the standard class, or the standard LMG, I think, class. But this is the hunter killer or something, hunter game mode, and essentially this game mode is a where there's one team called the Hunters that try to take out the other team called the Cell, and the Cell are they just try to survive as long as they can. So I guess you could say it's similar to Infected, but it's not really, because the Hunters actually have weapons instead of just knives and whatever. So what I wanted to talk about in this commentary was my first impressions of the beta, and whether I enjoyed it or not. And so essentially, if you didn't see, this map is called Museum, by the way. But in terms of in terms of how much I enjoy the game, I do enjoy playing this multiplayer. I think it's, while it may be similar to Crysis 2 from what I've played of Crysis 2, which isn't really a lot, I think it does improve a little bit upon what I know of Crysis 2's multiplayer. So I think that's good. I got a kill there. Very nice. This gameplay won't be very action-packed, just so you know. This isn't a very action-packed game mode, but as you can tell, there's a hunter, and they've got bows and arrows. But I think the game is really fun, and I think Crytek did a really good job with it. In terms of class design, it's pretty straightforward. You know, you got your gun, you got your attachments, you got your perks, which is very Call of Duty-esque, but I think it's cool because it's kind of futuristic, and in the sense of this game, from what I know of it, it's somewhat apocalyptic. So I think that's pretty cool. But what I especially think Crytek did really well on in this is map design for the whole two maps that there are, which is Museum, which is this one, and Airport, which is another one that is included within the beta. And I think they did a really good job, because the maps, they're really vertical, they're really large, they're unique, I'd say, compared to other games, because they just are, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but they're just really well made. They're well planned out. I fail right here. But they're really well planned out. There's no real especially for this game mode, there's no real way for one team to dominate over the other than, I guess, player skill, which, if you've been paying attention to the gameplay, you can probably tell that I don't have much of. But I think the map design really promotes both team play, so you have to stick around, at least in this game mode, you have to stick around your team, or else you'll just die. And I think it also promotes not camping, and I think that's a really good thing, because there's a real lack of spots that you can camp in. So Essentially, on airport, there's this one spot that's just everyone pussies out there, but that is pretty much that's the only spot that I know of. But anyways, I think the maps really do promote actually kind of moving around and sticking with your team so that you don't just try and lone wolf and and do well, I guess you could say. And just keep in mind I'm speaking in context of this game mode because I haven't played the other game mode yet. So yeah, I think they did a really good job with that. I also think that they did a really good job with graphics and optimization of the graphics and code. And I fail right here. I didn't even see the guy that was in there. I was looking for him and I just couldn't see him. But the graphics, as you can tell, they're really they're detailed. They're really good looking. Excuse me. And I think CryEngine 3 really does a good job of making sure that it can bring these really detailed graphics at a still decent rate of performance. As you can tell, I'm running while recording between 40 and 60 frames per second, which is actually really nice. And keep in mind this is on all max settings, and I run between 70 and 90 frames per second when I'm not recording. So I think that's really good that they can do that, and I think a lot of that was probably just so they could optimize for consoles, because the Xbox and PS3, I fail right here by the way, but I do get the kill. But Xbox and PS3 are pretty limited in terms of their hardware, so I think they both optimized the game for those, and I think that translates well into a good gaming PC, because a higher frame rate just makes the gameplay much richer and better. And as you can tell, all the plants and just the textures and the models and all of this this extra stuff that would usually kill your frame rate doesn't. And I really think that's good, because that gives the game a lot more of a player base. It gives it allows more people to be able to play it, even if you don't have a serious gaming PC, or even just one like I have, which isn't serious, but it's still a decent PC. It gives everyone the ability to play, or at least try to play at a decent frame rate. I'd assume a computer that's a little worse than mine, like my old laptop for instance, might be able to run this game at say 20 to 30 frames per second with updated drivers, which I'm actually running on. I'm running on like the AMD Catalyst 13.2 beta drivers at the time of recording this, which apparently increases performance in the game, as I read somewhere. But I think that was a good move, if it was an intentional move on their part, because it gives their game a lot bigger of a player base, or ability for people to play. And I also, another thing that I thought was really a good idea was, or not a good idea, but just good about the game in general, fail grenade throw there too, was the game mode itself. And I think the game mode, I mean, it may be similar in style to say Infected or something, but I think it's really kind of innovative in terms of just how it can be played. because the game mode really promotes team play. Not that there's like an objective, but it promotes it promotes the other players to stick with their team and to work together with their team, both on the sell side and also on the hunter side. I've never played the King of the Hill game mode, so I'm not really sure about that. But I think that was a real good, another good kind of innovative thing on Crytek's part. I just got owned right there. There was like 2 guys. I was kind of angry when I got killed there, but yeah. I like that they brought the kill cam back from Crysis 2 multiplayer. I think it's nice to be able to see where you were killed from or how you were killed. So yeah, that's the end of the game. So be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, comment, give me some feedback, and I will see you later.